on TKO Radio. Happy Saturday morning. It's your girl. I am Chelsea Speaks, and we are back in the lab again, man. Ah, what a beautiful day. This weather is weathering. Atlanta is coming out. I'm single again.
Oh.
I'm single again. You know, when it's cold outside, I'm taken. But as soon as that spring hit, I'm single in the dollar bill. Single. But listen, I know somebody who could tell the story better than I can. I am super excited to sit down with this awesome entrepreneurial duo, if you will. First go round, we had the father. Now we got the son. So ladies, I don't know if he's single, but y'all can call in 678-439-7419. Father or son, it's up to you. But y'all put your hands together for my guy, Rob Malloy and Javan in the building.
Hey.
3 times check on the 3 times check on the 3 times check. What's good, y'all?
Pops and son in
Pops
the belly.
and son.
Hey, we're doing good. First of all, thank you for the opportunity. And it's good to be in the building. It's beautiful in here.
Thank you.
It's beautiful.
What is it? Velvet? What you think? What you think, Javon? What you think of the spot?
Yeah, no, it's beautiful. I'm really enjoying it. The
Yeah.
vibe is good. It feels good.
Yeah.
Man, oh man.
It's been a long time coming, but
Yeah.
you guys have been on the up and up. So before we
Yeah.
get started, though, we're gonna play a little game.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, so I'm gonna ask y'all each 3 questions, and you gotta answer these questions as quickly as you can, as honestly as you can. I don't care what your answer is.
Okay.
You ready?
Right.
We're gonna start with the son first. Javon.
Let's go.
First question. If you had to choose any other career other than what you do now, what would it be and why?
I'll probably be a pilot.
Really?
Fly airplanes.
Why pilot?
I used to see when I was younger, I used to want to fly. That was my superpower.
Okay.
When I want to fly, I used to envy the birds. And I think pilot's just cool,
So even with all the crashes and stuff, you still want to...
Now that you mention that.
Thank you for that.
But somebody was saying the plane crash, car crash, it's
Everything
risk
crash.
everywhere.
Relationships crash.
Yeah, exactly. Titanic sank. It is what it is.
Crash out society.
Crash out. Seriously.
Okay. All right, Rob, what about
Yeah.
you? If you had to choose any other career other than all the careers that you do now,
Yeah.
what would it be and why?
Yeah, I would be a restaurant manager.
Really?
Yeah.
What would the name of the restaurant be that you work at?
It would probably still
Malloy?
be, it would still be branded, right? It'd be like the Silver Fox Diner.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That sounds good.
Would it be a late night or like an early type of?
It will be a diner, so that's 24/7.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can get your breakfast, your lunch, dinner,
Dinners,
that late night, man.
brunch.
I think that late night crowd is what I would really appreciate, because think about it. When people are out and about, and, not everybody be at the strip clubs and the lounges, but when you're out and about, you really want a safe place to eat late.
True.
And you don't want it to be like cheap food just going to have you cramped up on the way home.
Not too greasy, not too varsity-ish.
Yeah. So, man, and I would just, man, I'd be the most hospitable manager.
I can see that. I can see Christmases at the.
That's right. Come on,
You
man.
coming out with a
coming
sense.
on with the whole shindig, right? Let me share this though. And I think another reason is I see employees get treated so bad in restaurants, and the managers just disrespectful. Like, you didn't put any lemon water in there. What's wrong with you?
How do you do this?
What's wrong with you?
Plastic straws, paper straws.
Yeah, I just want to see people treated better.
Okay.
And I think that's a good start. Hospitality.
I like that. So before I ask my next question, how do you feel about the 20%? And I want to know what you think. Now they're adding 20% gratuity on tabs. Do you think that's right or wrong? I'm just curious since we're in that space.
Yeah, I think it's wrong because it's going to limit people to giving more generous tips. Because I got your 20. I'm going to give you 30. Well, let me go and get you this 20
$7 real quick.
Right. You can keep the change, though. 16 cents.
Okay. What you think, Javon? You think it's a yay or a nay?
No, I think it's all right.
Really?
I know how some people feel about tipping. Like, the tipping culture is crazy. Some people feel like there shouldn't be anything, they don't have to tip at all. So I feel like it maybe could balance out, at least give people that don't tip at all
something.
Now they get, they guaranteed something.
That's true. We'll take it. I like the
Yeah.
opposing answers.
Yeah.
All right. Second question: who is your all-time celebrity crush?
Let me go first. That's so easy.
Who you got?
Sanaa Lathan.
All right, Mr. Love of
Yeah,
Basketball.
yeah. If you hear this, young lady, all right, we ain't even got to play all the way up to
You ain't got to play for my
You
heart.
ain't even got to play, man.
Okay, so annihilate that. Okay.
Yeah, easily.
Okay. Did you like the movie where she cut off all her hair?
Yes, I love it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she
She can do no wrong. Gotcha. She can do no wrong. No wrong. Javon, who you got?
Yo, for me, it's gonna be Jill Scott. I love Jill Scott.
Really?
Yeah.
He's
I love Jill
consistently
Scott.
said that, so he ain't even.
So you like the
flex.
Fuller figures?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I can't
Give
even
him a
lie
round
to
of
you.
applause.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
You
can't
like?
lie to you.
Okay. You like the aunties too?
Aunties, yeah. Shout out to all the aunties. I like the aunties, yeah.
So you would date an older woman?
Yeah, I have no problem with that.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
no
love that for
problem at all.
you.
Ask him, has he though?
Have you?
I haven't. Well, we gotta qualify older. Like, how old are we talking? Like 10, 15?
Like 5 to 7. Let's start
yeah,
there.
5. Yeah, 5, 6
What's the
years
oldest
older.
you've ever dated?
About 6 years. 6
Okay.
years older than me.
Okay. That's a nice little
Yeah, that's
6 years.
grown.
Yeah, that's grown.
It's grown.
That's vintage pussy. All right. Third question. What's your favorite position?
Oh, man.
I'll answer this one too.
Let's do it.
Okay.
And I love this so much.
Come on.
My favorite position is CEO.
Come on, boss. Come
Every day.
on.
Every day, all day.
Every day. What you got? You went for the say nothing. Well, the front from the back, but sometimes I like to.
Oh, man.
I like to do what to do what to do.
Right. Backfield in motion.
Exactly.
Hit it hard from the back.
Is that the
You,
vibe,
so you
though?
like
Is
bending them old ladies over?
that- Oh, man.
Is that what it's come to? You're the reason Medicare is popping. All
Come
right,
on, man.
listen.
A and B.
Give him a round of applause for playing the game.
Yeah.
I had to, break the ice a little bit, break
That
the
was
ice,
good.
That was
break
tight.
the ice.
Yeah.
You know. So listen, we got pops and son conversations. The unique thing that I love about what you're doing is I think that we're in a time where fathers and sons, especially black men, we
Yeah.
don't see a lot of them having conversations together. So, Rob, you've been around for quite some time. You've been
Yeah.
doing your thing. What was that conversation like when you guys decided to sit down and say, look, let's go ahead and make this a working entity and really build this into something? How did that go?
Yeah. Well, I didn't have it.
Okay.
Shout out to my dad.
Mm-hmm.
He was a hard working gentleman. And I say was, not he's still here, but he's retired now, so he ain't working hard.
Okay, all right.
But and so I wanted to have something very unique. I've always wanted to build something with my family, and I feel like when you start with the son, that's that masculinity and that leadership that I think that all men should. If we don't have it, it can still be learned behavior.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just being an example of what I feel like all fathers and sons should experience. And so this is the definition of legacy.
I love that.
For us to create something,
Mhm.
even if we're still in the process of developing, just start somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what we wanted. We didn't know exactly what it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all about branding, but
Mhm.
of course, my son, I've never done anything
Yeah.
with my kids. And so, we sat down and we was like, let's start something. And so one thing we're really good at is we can talk.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the second thing we're really good at is listening.
Mm.
So we wanted to be able to be in a platform to where we can talk
Mm-hmm.
and we can listen,
Mm-hmm.
and then we can get feedback accordingly.
I love that. What about you, Javan? What is that process like for you being under your dad? Because I know sometimes it can feel like a big shadow. So how has it been for you?
Yeah, it's funny that you say that.
Turn this mic.
Some big shoes to fill, but I really take that as inspiration.
Okay.
My dad inspires me so much. I learned so much from him, and
Mhm.
it's really just allowing him, to continue. He's already set plenty of examples, but now we could set more examples together, not only for my son, but for other fathers and sons around the world that's watching us do what we do. I have so much faith in just the power of conversation, the power of, like you said, just having that masculinity, having that talk about the importance, the importance. So yeah, I love it.
Wow. So what are some of the topics that you guys usually kind of dive in on, to kind of cut you away from the other people's?
When it comes to that, there's always going to be topics that are triggering, and we don't want to shy away from that. So just right off top, we talked about child support. I think that was so important to
was
talk
that?
because what the way that we set it up was so dope because we talked about the difference between child support, meaning supporting the child, and child support enforcement, meaning the process of folks going after the money.
The
Right,
court
child,
system.
yeah, right. So, child, when you talk about child support enforcement, it's only money,
Yeah.
right? And so being able to educate, which was most important, with that. I mean, but we talked about dating as single fathers. And of course it's Women's History
It is.
or Her
Her
Story
stories.
Month, and shout out to you. It's also Women's International Day,
Yeah.
right? So we love that. So we even dedicated a few episodes in March
Okay.
for the women that are important in our lives, man. And so, man, we love it. We dig in.
Wow. And I love that you're not so you're masculine in the sense that you also embrace the feminine, because
Yeah.
I know that you're also doing the Wednesdays, the Women Crush
Facts.
Wednesdays. So talk to me about that. Like, and then
Yeah.
we in Roswell. Talk to me about that crowd. That's a whole
Man,
different, because I live on that side of town.
Well, we gotta get you out there.
I'm coming out.
Yeah. We gotta get you out there for sure. I think today will appreciate you. And I'll tell you something. It's WCW, which is whatever you want it to be, but for us, it's Women Created Wonderfully. It's Women Crush Wednesday, and of course, because we're at a cigar lounge, Cigar City Club, it's Wine Cigar Wednesdays as well. And women be out there with the stogies too now.
Really?
Yeah, they fine with it too.
It's a lot of women in Atlanta that be out with the stogies for real.
Yeah.
So that's a whole nother type of. That's your crowd, huh? You be out there macking
Them
daddy.
aunties.
Aunties be out.
Yeah, they out there. Yeah, it's a good time though. I do set there. I do poetry.
Really?
So it's been a really good reception. And I just been kind of, giving them something new, something different every week, and just really seeing how the crowd react. But it's a great vibe. Everybody loves it. They really excited to see it. We have amazing talent there, singers. So it's a really good time.
So I didn't even know. So y'all have like different artistic things going on. It's not just sitting around.
Yeah. Shout out to Phoenix Ascar. She's with the promotion, so of course women as well. So we wanted it to be something a little bit different for the cigar lounge culture, and so we brought in some entertainment. Shout out to Ahmad Sings. Of course, really enjoyed giving them something new and different, and then the owners as well were like, "Yo, we really appreciate you adding to the culture." And so so I thought we was just gonna do it a few times and be like, hey, it's an experiment because it's different for the cigar culture.
Wow, but they embracing it.
Yeah, they're embracing it. The crowd's been rocking, and it's really really good. We also have a gentleman's panel.
All right now.
At the end, we gotta get Nell.
Nelly, what you gonna
Yeah,
talk
we gotta
about?
get Nelly up there on the panel,
You
man.
better not say nothing about me, nigga.
we
You
got.
should be on a panel.
Yeah,
this year. Please get Nelly on the panel.
whenever he's ready, man. I got him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the ladies get an opportunity to ask 2 or 3 gentlemen whatever they want to ask.
Okay.
Respectfully, right? Because it has to apply. You know what I mean? So if you asking,
With that mouth do, that don't work.
right,
Yeah,
it's
don't
not, right. So it's not even gonna help you out.
Yeah, it ain't the type
Right.
of. Okay.
I mean, but they could if they want it, but it would make them look a certain way.
Yes.
And so, they don't want that. But yeah, so they've been asking some very peculiar questions
Really?
lately.
Well, I'm curious. What's one of the most peculiar things you've heard asked lately?
This
What
is
are,
easy.
what are they talking about out there? What's going on?
I think one woman last week. So the question was, the overall question was, what does a man need to provide for his family? And I was like, security, protection. I think I might have said reassurance or something like
Okay,
that.
come on.
Yeah.
So then she came back and she said, okay, I'm cool with the protection outside the house, but can you protect me inside the house? Can you protect my heart? That was her question.
How do you feel about that question before you even respond? Like,
being someone that is growing myself through therapy, I tend to hear hurt differently.
right.
And my first intuition, my first inkling was she's hurting. If that's where you know how you phrase it, no matter how you put it, like
Yeah.
somebody done hurt you.
Right.
That's my initial reaction. And you don't have answers to something, so you trying to figure out what's going
Yeah.
on. Like there are certain questions that can't be answered in certain spaces. Some things you have to do within yourself, and
There you
it
go.
screams, I'm hurting, and I want somebody to explain why didn't this person protect my heart.
That's right. That's exactly how we felt. So it's almost like none of these guys can give you the answer that you're looking for because you still want to hear it from bro. You still want to know why he didn't.
That's real talk right there.
Yeah.
Now, in the field that you're in, do you find that I think women sometimes, let me say this the right way, we give ourselves too much credit, but we be moving in the wrong in relationships with men, and you only discover that as you heal a little bit more.
Right.
So, what's been the most interesting thing that you've discovered in having these conversations with women in this space?
Yeah. Yeah. I think the biggest thing is self actualization because who really wants to self reflect? Right, you don't want to think about what you did wrong. You don't want to think about, how you could have improved. It's easier to talk about the other side. So even having a conversation, and I would say even with women that I've dated in the past, I'm not gonna ask you what happened in your last relationship, right? You know how I feel. If you listen enough, women will tell you everything that you need to hear.
True.
So hush, right? Right. Be quiet, bro, and listen.
Yeah.
Right. And so, a lot of times, women, they'll just talk about all things that were done to them as if there's not a cause and effect. Right. And I'm not saying that, their feelings aren't valid, but I think that it's important to look at the totality of the relationship because a lot of times it's not what you did. Sometimes it's what you did not do.
Yes.
When you realize, okay, you know what, I need to put a stop to this. You start giving excuses why to stick around. You start giving him the benefit of the doubt that he ain't even asked for.
The benefit is I doubt he gonna be anything for me. That's my benefit of doubt. I doubt you gonna help me out.
Okay. Benefits exhausted.
Exhausted, like FMLA.
Zero balance, man.
Done.
I like that. Hey, man, we got to print them shirts, zero balance.
Like,
Zero
balance, negative. So for you, Javan, I'm curious, with you hearing all this knowledge, how does that make your dating life, having a pops that's very emotionally aware, intelligent for you? Because these younger women are a little different than,
Much different.
now. So how is that for you, just juggling entrepreneurship and growing into your own?
Yeah. Nah, being in the space I am right now, my it's supercharged. Like I'm super aware, I'm hyper aware, like I understand the roles of dating, and because we're constantly, in these different spaces where we're having a conversation, which is good. Because I feel like if you don't have the conversation, you could easily get caught up in a situation that's not favorable, right? Because you don't have your expectations managed, you don't know really what the field is like, what people are thinking. So the constant talk is really good, especially if you date. Now, if you healing or doing your thing, whatever it is, then cool. Like you could put it to the side. But for me, like I said, it's just making me so so aware for better.
Yeah.
Maybe for worse
Like you
sometimes,
on
but
game,
yeah, like it's nothing that I don't understand. I'm still learning and growing, and still, especially being here in Atlanta, it's
culture shock.
yeah, exactly. No, seriously though.
Oh,
Seriously,
most
though.
definitely.
Seriously, culture shock. But I'm enjoying every second of it. I
love
really
it.
am.
I love it. So before we go to our first break, I'm curious why the name 3 times check, Mr. Check 3 times.
Check
Where
three
did that come
times.
from?
So I have a saying after I do my poems. I say you check once for the truth, check twice for the doubt, and you check 3 times just to make sure you ain't tripping.
Woo!
Right. So it's just
Cold.
about being, just about
I need a
making
hat
sure that
with
you
that.
that you on point. Right. You always got to make sure you're on point. Checking twice is not enough. You got to check that 3rd time just to be sure, because you never could be too sure.
I love that.
that
Listen,
cold?
you locked in at 101 TKO Radio with Pops and Son conversation in the building, entrepreneurship, communication, love, and then a whole lot more. Y'all stay locked in. We'll be back in just a minute with some more conversation. Don't go nowhere. on TKO Radio. We are back in the lab. That was Chelsea with Free. Shout out to Nelly.
Shout out to Chelsea.
Never do nothing right. No, I'm playing. Listen, we are back with Pops and Son, having some excellent conversation. I had to try to keep my questions in because, you know, off air, so much goes on, but that's okay because we're going to bring it on back to the airwaves for you. What was the question I asked? Now I smoked too much. No, but we were talking about what's going on with you guys, what's coming up. You got some movie projects coming up. Talk to me about that briefly.
Yeah, you know, shout out to Pad 24 Films, Portia, Nisi, Mula Red. And I want to shout them out because they gave me a great opportunity. Oh, and Kathy, K Smiles. I want to give them a shout out because they asked me to be a part of their project, and it was a really, really small role. It was one scene. It was about 5 lines, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm with it. You know, cool." And let's just say that God does what He does, and so it wound up being a bigger role. With multiple parts and a significant role to where, in the future projects he can be seen. So I play. First of all, the movie is Scorned, and I play Judge Frederick.
Okay, Frederick.
Right, I was like Frederick.
I can see you playing a judge, though. I can see that.
Yeah, and so it's real cool. But I had an opportunity to bring Javan into the movie. So he got a chance to be, he's 12 in the movie, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah. 12, not 12 years old. 12 is in the law enforcement.
Oh, you're the popo.
Yeah, he's the popo.
What I had to do.
I'm like, you got to play 12? Like,
yeah, 12 years old? That's crazy.
Wow.
That's AI or something.
Right. I'm like, okay, it must be some makeup going on there.
Yeah, so the movie's real good. It's slated to come out within the next 30 to 60 days. So as soon as I get more information, you'll get the exclusive. But the premiere will be here in Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah, and so also I had an opportunity to be in a TV series pilot.
Okay.
Yeah, with that one. That one's called The Exchange. And so shout out to Cadet Hill and her team. But I get a chance to play a guy named Derek Coleman.
Okay.
And he's a father and a husband. And one day he gets in an argument with his son, and his son storms out, never to be seen. And so the TV series goes into where he may be, the pursuit to getting the community to help find him, and then he finds out that there's some people in place to make sure he's not seen.
Wow.
So huge TV series.
Twist.
Yeah, huge plot twist.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Jay, for you, how was that stepping into that movie, doing that role? What was that experience like for you?
Yeah, it was a great experience. My first time on set.
Were you nervous?
Was I nervous? Nah, I can't really say I was nervous. I was just really excited and anxious to kind of to get it going because you know how it is. Like it's chilling. If it's not your time, then you just kind of wait around. Yeah, I was just excited and happy to see, how it was gonna play out. Yeah, I did my thing. I can't wait to see the film. Everybody was cool,
really
very supportive.
Ooh.
The whole cast, and they kind of knew that it was my first time doing it as well. So yeah, super supportive. Really appreciate everybody.
I love that. And you also just launched a new business venture as well. I saw on Facebook. Talk to me about that.
Yeah. So right now I've partnered with a company, and basically we are offering credit help, business funding, really just a multitude of financial services in the fintech industry. So basically how it works is, if your credit, needs some work, if you're trying to get your LLC, if you need some business funding, you already got your LLC, you want to get some business funding, I have a suite of services that's going to help you do that. It's very easy, and I can walk you through everything, and it's really just about building community and uplifting everybody that because folks need help out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And people, they don't know where to go all the time. Like, it's so hard to try to decode, figure out, how do I raise my credit score? How do I, but the answer is right here. So, yeah, I got it on my Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
It's also on my Instagram. Can I shout
Yeah,
shout
of
that out?
course,
Yeah,
of course. Yeah, please do.
Yeah.
So they can find it at on my Instagram at check 3 times. Just spell it out, and don't hesitate to send me a DM if you need some help out there. Um, yeah, it's a movement though.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just about um, you know the individual.
Mm-hmm.
We have to band together and unify because times is
Timing.
yeah, exactly. times is timing, man, and it's
Do
and
some
and
things.
and we can't tell the future. We don't know, but all we can do is try to prepare ourselves
Mm-hmm.
and head in like that. So yeah.
I love that. I love that. So, talk to me a little bit about the blend. Like,
Yeah.
do you ever bump heads? Like, how does that go? Like, because masculinity does its thing, but men also communicate differently.
Right.
But what does it look like when you don't always see eye to eye?
Great
Um,
questions. Great question. Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, so my dad, that's pops,
Mhm.
a mentor, give me a lot of guidance. So, honestly, it's never really I don't really consider it like bumping heads. It's really just
Yeah.
like an acknowledgement, you know what I'm saying, or just stating, what the case is, how you feel about it. Yo, like this is what's going on. This is how you could do better. This is what I expect. You know what I mean? So it's not really like disagreements per se. I mean,
It's a
we
sharing
don't-
of how of perspectives.
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly. So you come and really when it works like that, it's more constructive. I feel like when we say like you bumping heads, that could be more destructive or kind of take away. But the way we handle situations or disagreements, it's really just the same way what we do on a podcast.
Just
We just talk
conversation, yeah.
conversations.
Talk
That's
it
what
out.
it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So, what are some of the challenges that you faced just kind of bringing things together and forming and continuing to build
Yeah.
it out?
Yeah. I think the challenges aren't any different when you're starting a business with family, and so trying to separate family from business. That's my son. I'm very proud of him. There's nothing that he can do that would make me disappointed with him, right? So the thing is, me looking at what I was doing at 30, what I wanted to do at 30, makes me so proud because I had all four of my children by 30 years old,
Okay.
and that helped me to become who I am.
Mm-hmm.
But it also allows me to see that he has his own journey, right? So my expectations for him is to set a standard and never veer off from it, whatever that standard is. It's not for me to give him his standard. And so anytime I may see him veering off, I'm just like, hey, stay focused, because I know that a lot of times things can happen quicker than you expect, so you don't really know how to maneuver and navigate. So sometimes I'll lean on him,
Yeah.
and I'm like, hey, you know what? Let's kind of refocus to go this direction, right now, just because through my experience, I know that this may help. All of it is voluntary, right?
Yeah.
So he has an option.
Take it or leave it.
It's voluntary for him to do that, right? It's optional, but my game plan has been to set an example first and let that example speak for me, and then go from there.
I love that. So I'm curious, Jay, for you, with this ride starting off and the momentum starting to build, what has been your most valuable or the most enjoyable moment thus far, just in the journey to date?
Oh man, it's so
The
many
Cougars.
different
No,
moments.
I think so. Let me say this before he says something. One thing that I learned a little bit later in life is to not chase. Position yourself so that you attract.
Yep.
And when you attract, that everything that's money, that's finances, that's resources, that's them Coke bottle shapes
Yep.
that you typically would run after, you'll attract them now. And then, of course, you got to make some smarter, educated decisions, but it's better than spreading yourself thin.
Very true.
And it gives you options.
Options. We like options.
Options.
So, Jay, what's been your highlight moment?
Yeah, so there's really too many to name, but I think
that was-
I really think overall it's just been connecting with pops. Like starting this business has really just that was really just the onset of changing you know, not only my position, but just my mindset overall and my own potential and what my future could look like.
Yeah. Now I got to divert for a minute because I saw Rob looking at the water. So let me tell you, look, you saw.
I'm like, wait a minute, hold up.
So this is a black-owned brand. Some men from
so dope.
Tennessee that
Okay.
came down. They have a record label called Everybody Eats.
Okay.
So they came out with the water. It's been distilled 12 times.
It's good.
You like it?
It's phenomenal.
Okay.
Yeah.
I saw Rob like,
I'm like, do they have another one, or do I need to salvage
get
this
him
one?
another one. Get him
Do I need to
another one.
just slow sip on this
So
one,
you
right?
taste the difference in it.
Oh yeah,
Because I feel like we
it's
black
crispy.
people, we don't drink enough water.
Right.
And so the packaging, when they came and brought it to us, and now they're endorsing us, I'm like, we got to get this in the hands of some more people. So
Yeah.
maybe Pops and Son, we can look at
Come
doing
on,
some
man.
collabing with
Come
them
on, come
as
on,
well
come
for
on. Yeah,
that.
indeed.
What's that called, Mr. Webb?
It's Mr. Whatever.
Okay.
Whatever water.
Yeah, it's whatever water.
Whatever water.
Whatever.
Yeah, and their thing behind it was, in the club, they wanted to look like it's a regular bottle, not like it's water, look kind of
Yeah.
blend in with the culture. So,
Right.
we want to support our black businesses.
I love it.
So just talk to me now, like what's coming up? What are we looking forward to? What's coming down the pipeline?
Yeah.
What's happening?
Yeah. So we always want to promote that the platform is Pops and Son Conversations. So that's going to umbrella a lot of different projects. The first project that we put together was the actual podcast, which you can find on all your favorite streaming platforms. But it's Pops and Son Conversations. And so we launched January the 9th of this year.
Okay.
And I guess we're close to 4 months. We're at almost 50K streams.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's major.
Yeah, and we didn't even realize that that's moving at a pretty good rate. And believe it or not, I think over 50% is international. So we haven't
Isn't
even.
that interesting?
Yeah, it is. It's interesting.
It's interesting. The cultures outside the U.S., they seem to embrace the value of what we do more than what we do. We see it in the music industry all the time. Like
Right.
the UK and those
Yeah.
places,
Yeah.
they eat it up.
Yeah,
So you're seeing a majority of support come from there.
definitely from the UK. Indeed.
Really, darling?
Yeah. So yeah, it's been a lot of support, and so that is we're in season 1 of the podcast, so to speak, and so and we'll announce it exclusively here at 101 TKO.
Yeah.
We are working on the TV show now. We're in production
Yeah.
of the TV show, and it's so cool because it's unorthodox. I don't want to give them the entire format, but let's just say it kind of gives a bird's eye view of our lifestyle before and after recording.
Wow. I
So
like
we get to
that.
really show that, man. I know it's going to be a game changer, and
Now let me
we're
ask you
excited
this.
about that.
A lot of people say they want to do reality shows and things like that, but they don't understand the responsibility that comes with having cameras
Right.
following you, and you really have to look at your lifestyle and be like,
Right.
is my house clean? Like
Yeah.
things like your dishes. So how's it been for you? Because I know when they asked me to film a reality show, I was like, I don't know if I want people that deep in my, and people don't think about that. They just see TV.
It can be intrusive.
It can be very intrusive. So
Yeah.
how has it been? You're kind of used to it, but Jay, for you, I feel like you're real laid back. How has it been just stepping going from 0 to 100, and now people are like looking into what you do?
Definitely makes me a little bit more conscious, but I think it's a good thing though.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think I'm one of those people that feel like self-awareness is super important.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you need to be the type of person that's looking in the mirror, seeing how you can improve.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily just being like self-conscious or worried about what people think,
Mm-hmm.
but you need to be worried about what you think about yourself.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can't fart randomly.
That was one time.
You know?
I told you it was a mistake. Y'all own it.
Right.
So I'm curious,
Start
like,
beatboxing.
you're always somebody that people look up to, Rob, and I know for you, you've done a lot. Who are some people that you look up to?
Yeah. The first is going to be my mom and dad.
Yeah.
There's such a
Beautiful,
great example
beautiful
of,
people, beautiful.
There's such a great example of what solidarity looks like, longevity and legacy. And they're still, man, they're so entertaining. I told them the other day when I took mom's out for
Was that
lunch.
her lunch? I saw
Yeah,
it.
took her out for lunch, right? And so I said, Mom, you wanna grab something for Dad? Nah, he ordered some wings. Okay,
He be
but
aight.
right, but it's lunchtime though, right? So you done ate what you ate. You gonna take that for dinner? What about? Nah, you just gonna have to save them wings.
Dang, Mom.
Hey man, but look, they've been at it for 60 years. What you gonna say?
No, he
Mind
lucky.
your business.
He lucky getting. Yeah. Well,
Mind
you
your
wanted to
business.
go, or you want to order before we leave? How you want to do this?
Yeah, a lot. I do actually have some new mentorship. So I want to give
Okay.
a shout out to Mr. Haziq Ali, and he's been helping me out with learning how to elevate in a new lifestyle. I know what it's like to be what it's like to be poor and broke
Come on.
and rubbing two nickels together, right? But as you elevate, even before you get to the multimillionaire status, you have to be there in your mind, right? If you can't see it, if you can't write it, then it's not
It's
possible for your mind to comprehend, right? So your mind is going to take you wherever you allow it to.
Yeah.
So so just learning to expand my mind and my goals have been really major. But everybody's inspiring. Just watching. It doesn't matter if they're younger or older. Um, Chelsea has been
Turn his
inspirational.
mic up a little bit. Turn it up.
What the brother said was Chelsea. Just seeing the elevation, the consistency, and like I said, I've learned etiquette and professionalism from you.
Thank you.
And I remember, when we first met, it was in the TV and film industry, right? And we was just thinking, this
This ain't
it don't stop here,
This can't
right?
be it.
This can't be it because it's like trying to uh, have something that is expanding, trying to contain it when it's still growing, right? So at some point, it's going to outgrow the container, kind of like a goldfish, right? So the more you allow, the more space and opportunity it's gonna grow. It's gonna supersede the expectations because that's what God wants for us.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm learning.
I love that. What about you, Jay? Outside of Pops, who are some people that you look up to? Like any poets that you actually, fashion in a sense,
Any poets that I
or
fashion?
any artistic soul?
I mean, yeah, I get a lot of inspiration from writers. It's some writers that I write, but I mean they're not really known like that. I'm on this app called Substack, which is basically like just like newsletters, right? So it's a lot of independent bloggers, independent writers on there that just honestly they just write what they feel.
Yeah.
They just write about society, so a lot of social commentary I'm always reading. Outside of our podcast, there's a few, podcasts I like to listen to. But yeah, I mean, to be honest, right now my number one inspiration is Pops.
I
But
love
got
that.
I just gotta
It
give
is
it up.
what it is. Yeah, it is what it
It is what
is.
it is. Like I'll be lying if I didn't say that I don't wake up every day like, dang man, like this is it. Like
Yeah.
I'm here. It's really popping right now. So yeah.
And I think it's such a blessing because as a creative, I wish I would have had a mom that was kind of in the field that I was in,
Oh yeah.
so that
okay.
I could, have that experience. So what you have is so unique and it's such a blessing.
I
Like,
recognize it.
just as a black man in America,
sure.
having that access to information and knowledge,
Yeah.
going forward. So going down the pipeline. Now I gotta stop for a second. Now y'all did an event recently at Fox Theater, right?
Yes, indeed.
Oh yeah.
Talk now. What was that? Because some of them men like Old Spice and bad relationships.
Oh,
Had to throw that in.
So that was funny. So the opportunity came to be able to be a part of the charity gala,
Okay.
which is the Queen of Hearts for Cancer Research Foundation, right? For cancer research, and a lot of times people come to me and they ask, "Are you a part of a certain Silver Fox organization?" And I say I have my own, right? And because for me, I don't want it to just consist of, as you said,
Old Spice and bad relationships.
that's right. That's right. We have to represent all generations,
Yeah,
right? And so I'm actually officially launching my group
I love it.
on Father's Day.
I love
Ain't
that.
that dope?
That's dope, man.
Yeah. So we'll be launching that in June,
Okay.
which is also Men's Month, right?
Okay.
Men's Health Month.
Okay, marketing.
So I actually handpicked the majority of the guys.
I was just about to ask you, what does it look like? Because I know
Yeah.
with doing a women's thing,
Yeah.
what is that process like for men? Like to put a men's, like, how does that go?
Yeah, so there was over 100 submissions, and I only picked 20.
So wait, that means it's that many men out there and more that want to connect and are craving for that connection.
Right.
That's the first thing I hear.
That's the first thing.
Wow. And so you went
Yeah,
through. Okay.
yeah. So I went through some of them I previously worked with. So of course, I grabbed them, I snatched them up. But there was a handful of guys that I looked at what they were doing. There were some authors. Some of them was actors. Some of them were just community leaders. And another thing, of course, I looked at style. Now everybody's gonna have a unique style, so I wasn't saying that you need to dress a certain way, but just true representation. Like you're not suited and booted Monday, and then on Wednesday you got flip flops on.
You're looking like Birkenstocks and yeah,
right.
yeah.
So you got to be your true self and true representation. And so the guys was really dope. Great energy, that was important, and we ain't had no issues.
Okay.
It was a lot of sacks in the building, right? You know what I mean? But we still, it was still good. The guys was very receptive, and even some that may have more modeling experience than others. Nobody tried to stand out. Well, there was a couple guys that did the most.
Okay.
But
To
you
be
got it's
expected.
calculated risk.
Yeah.
Right, so I'm like, cool, that's fine.
Come with the territory.
Right, comes with the territory. But for the most part, and I'll let Jay speak on it. The guys was really receptive. We had a really good time. I probably have released maybe 40% of the content so far, and that's something I had to teach people. You don't just throw
You
up.
don't put it all out there. No.
Right, and
Pace
again,
it.
that's something that you speak about all the time. That you pace it, and I've never understood why anybody would drop like 10 photos in one post.
That's all you got. That's it.
Right. I mean, at this point, man, it's just like 3 degrees off of the last one, right?
That's it. But I discovered though, people get a quick high from social media.
Yeah.
And so when you're used to being in the social media realm,
Yeah.
it's not a high for you. It's more of a I'm gonna let you know how I'm moving kind
That's
of thing.
right.
Like I'm not doing this for validation.
Yeah.
I'm doing this for, anticipation
That's
of
it.
what's coming down the pipeline.
Yeah.
So Jay, how was that experience for you?
Yeah, it was really good. So I definitely was the youngest gentleman there, but very very good experience. I've done some previous modeling, so I was in my bag, and my dad being the creative content genius that he is, to be honest, it was really another moment, like he was saying earlier about setting examples. It was really it was just dope to watch him in that leadership role, because really, he orchestrated pretty much that whole thing, like from the guys to how we were gonna walk, like just the whole thing.
I was gonna say, because that walk was cold. I was like,
Yeah.
did y'all have to do it a couple times, like to get them right? Or did the fellas like fall in line?
Nah, everything was one take.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
If we didn't like it, we just cut it out. You know what I'm saying?
The power of editing.
The
Yep.
power of editing.
Hey, technology. But yeah, so yeah, it was just good to see that, just to see that example, and a lot of times I'm like, man, I could do that too.
It's
You know
dope.
what I'm saying? So it's just it was real fun, real fun experience. We got down on the dance floor a little bit at the
Oh, yeah.
end, so yeah, just a good time, good vibes.
I love that. So now that we're coming to the end of the interview, is there anything you want to get out? Anything we should expect? Any exclusive tea y'all want to drop with your girl?
Yeah, I would say that first of all, continue to support 101 TKO.
Thank you.
So dope from the Women Are Dope movement. And, it's so before its time. Like people they think about it, but then you actually paint that picture. So it's dope. So, and salute to you to your last event. That was it, a brunch or a lunch?
That was our conference.
Conference.
Oh no, the last I did a dinner, a women's
dinner.
Yeah,
Women's dinner was
women
so
who dine
good.
and do business.
That's it, man.
Yeah.
That was so dope to witness that, and that's actually something that I want to do more with the guys. What's really interesting is as men, if we can actually take some pages out of you ladies, notebook when it comes to empowering each other, when it comes to collaboration. I don't know why. When you get a bunch of balls in the room, why why people can't,
They start
why the
rubbing together,
fellas
it's
can't.
friction.
No, we ain't gonna do that now.
That's
No,
crazy.
no,
Hey, yo.
ain't no fire, ain't no fireside chat balls rubbing up in here, man.
Brought to you by. Nah, we ain't that close, brother.
Yeah, but the thing is, all we can do is continue to be intentional and try different things, and let's just see how it goes because the the event that we did at the Fox, it was only supposed to be about 8 guys.
Y'all was deep.
Yeah, we was 20 deep, 20 plus deep, and I don't think that no one has seen that. I mean, there's some other movements and stuff like that, but not here in Atlanta.
Nah.
So, I want to continue to bring that momentum. So I want to encourage all the brothers out here to be intentional and find your purpose. Even if you're in the process of finding your purpose, what comes with that is discipline. What comes with that is reward. What comes with that is focus. And so, surround yourself with the right people that's going in the places that you want to go. That's really my main message because that's my mission right now. That's my purpose. So I want to stay focused on that.
I love that. What about you, Jay?
Yeah, I just want to show some love to the ladies.
Hey.
Happy Women's Month, happy Women's Day.
Yeah,
And
international.
Just gotta remind y'all, black men, we love you. We care about you.
I love that.
We are here to protect you. Despite what you see online, the narratives it's not always true. You got to understand that there are nefarious things going on in the background to make us think something that's not true. Black men, we love our black women.
Yeah.
We're here to protect y'all, and I just want to put that positive message out there.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
So this week, are we back at Wednesday or back at Cigar? What
Yeah.
we got going on? Give me some details on that.
Yeah. So check us out in the Roswell area. It's a very bourgeois area.
I live in Roswell,
You
dog.
know, yeah, and we love it though. We love it. I think we might have had two hood rats last week.
Man,
Really?
They stumbled. They stumbled in.
They stood out, huh?
Yeah, they stood out. Yeah, that was loud.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
it was loud. It was loud during the performances and stuff
it
like
was
that.
crazy.
But buddy, somebody came and snatched them up.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
left.
somebody.
They
Hey,
got up out of there.
Really?
yeah, that was hilarious. But it's been a great experience. So shout out to Cigar City Club, very premier cigar lounge in the area. So it's very classy in there. So we will be there. It starts at 8 p.m.
Okay.
DJ's cracking off in there, and then around 9 o'clock, we have our live performances. So yeah, Mr. Check 3 Times will be jumping the party
I'm about
off.
to pop in this week and check y'all
Yeah,
out.
pop in for real.
And then we got the panel. Don't forget the panel. We need you ladies there because, like we said, it's about bridging the gap. Y'all get a perspective an honest, unfiltered, raw perspective. You know what I mean? And that's just helpful. It's helpful for everybody. It's helpful.
I love that. So for those that are listening, how can they get in touch with you? How can they be a part of the movement? How can they be a guest on Pops and Son Conversations? How do they connect with the movement?
Yeah, so your one-stop shop is going to be popsandsonconversations.com. That's our website. You could go there. You can listen to the podcast there. All of our social media links are there. TikTok is a little different. It's Pops and Son Convo.
Okay.
So we switched it up on that one. But Instagram, Pops and Son Conversations with an S. Find us on the website too. And we also want to hear some feedback from you guys, though. If you've listened already, we want to know how y'all feeling about it. So definitely send your questions in, suggestions, maybe topics that you want to talk about. Yeah, that's what we're here for.
I love it. I love it. And then go ahead and drop those social media pages one more time for me.
Yeah, at Pops and Son Conversations on Instagram, at Pops and Son Convo on TikTok.
I love
And the website is www.popsandsonconversations.com.
Any last minute shout outs? Anybody you want to say? Thank you to your team, your support panel. Who you got? Everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah, everybody has been so supportive. Team Malloy, Team Pops and Son conversations. Anybody?
Very much true. Stay politically correct. Listen, well, it's been a pleasure. You
Yeah.
guys are always welcome.
Awesome.
Jay, if you got some poetry you want to come drop on air sometime,
Okay.
let me know. Rob, you already know what time it is. I'm a call away. We want to support Nelly. Get on somebody's panel this year, please. Please get
Man.
Nelly on the panel.
For real.
You
Seriously.
can speak Spanish to him, Nelly.
You speak of Spanish?
Speak Spanish though. Well, listen, it's a pleasure always. We support you, rock with you the long way. I will be actually going home and watching some of the episodes
Oh,
today
sweet.
because I got some time on my hands. So I am excited to sit down and see what you guys are talking about and get my feedback. So thank you for being impactful in our community. As Black women, we need more Black men that see us, that hear us. And that also men that see each other. So
Yeah.
thank you for what you're doing.
Yes.
Outside of that, listen, y'all stay locked in. It's your girl. I am Chelsea Speaks 101 TKO Radio. I'm outside all spring, all summer long. Y'all find me wherever I'm at. I am Chelsea Speaks. And don't forget to follow the Women Are Dope movement. Don't forget April 19th. We coming back with another dinner once a month, ladies. 20 new women, 20 new topics of conversation. Be there in the space. Come get this life. Until then, I'll holler at y'all. Peace.